Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Kat.
And this is our list of the top 5 worst Walking Dead TV show action figures.
The shittiest of the shitty.
And it's kind of hard because the figures are pretty good. It's just if we had to pick the 5 worst. And there are a couple that are bad.
I believe that the 5 that I chose are definitely shitty.
Well, yeah.
So, the 5 that I chose, I believe, are the only ones that are truly shitty, in my opinion, but they are shitty.
And we tried to do them in order. 5 would be the okayest, and number 1 would be the worst. And we each picked our own list.
The shittiest piece of shit there is.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna, on the top best figures, she went first, so I'm gonna go first on the worst. First on the worst! Okay, before we start our picks for the worst figures, I just want to make a comment that I just added in about the top 5 best figures video that we already did. Because we had a lot of comments saying, how come you didn't pick the Daryl with the chopper? And the reason we didn't pick the Daryl with the chopper is because before we did the video, we kind of decided, well, we're not really going to include the chopper with him. Because, I mean, we included accessories, like, of course we count his, like, crossbow and his knife and everything, but we figured the motorcycle was just, like, it was like a vehicle. It's kind of like, I don't know, we just figured we shouldn't count that as part of the figure because that just gives it an unfair advantage, I think. And not only that, but you can buy that exact same Daryl in 2 different packages that don't include the chopper, so, I don't know. And I really don't like the face on that Daryl. I think the face sucks. The hair kind of screws it up too. It's just a shitty face. And I also don't like that his vest is kind of like a brown color when it's supposed to be black. So although I really like that figure, it was a close runner-up. And we should have did runner-ups because we did it for the other videos, but it should have been a runner-up because him and Glenn and a few others were really close to being picked for my top 5. However, if we would have included the chopper, he definitely would have been in my top 5. And Zombie Kat's not here, but I'm guessing she probably would have included him too if we used the chopper as part of picking him. Okay, back to the video. For number 5, I picked Carol. And the reason she's on this list is pretty much only because of her face. Her face is just screwed up really bad. It looks horrible. Like, there's so many different things I would say it looked like more than it would be Carol. Like I said, it looked like the guy from Police Academy. I thought he looked like him.
Her hair's wrong too.
Yeah, and it looked like Skeletor. Yeah, her hair's like really, really dark. It's supposed to be light gray. I don't know why they made it so dark. But the face is just messed up. The nostrils painted, I think, really screws it up.
And she's squinting.
Yeah. And if the entire figure was as bad as that, I probably would have put her as number 1, but if you just covered up her head, the body's really good. Like a color, it looks a lot like her body, and it's got the good articulation. It's weird that they did a sleeve thing because I think she only was standing there like that for like once where her sleeves were all goofy, but that could be wrong. But I think the figure's pretty good. It's nicely detailed. I mean, the articulation makes the legs weird at the joints, but still I like the added articulation. She's got a little cool-ass knife. And I think the figure's cool, but the face is horrible. That's why it's so disappointing, because the preview pictures made it look awesome. I was so happy they're making a Carol, and then when I seen it, I'm like, ugh. And when I actually seen the figure, it was like they took the figure and shoved it up my ass and said, there you go. I don't know, I'm just trying to say how unpleasant it was to see this figure.
I think if they actually shoved a figure up your ass, you would be more upset.
Yeah. I'm just trying to say, it was good. I thought it was going to be awesome, and it turned out just because of the face. Damn it. Okay, on to number 4. Number 4 would be the Series 1 Roamer that I call the Jim Carrey Zombie because he looks like Jim Carrey. And the sculpt on it isn't too bad. It's the really fucking annoying little feature on it. This little wind-up feature that doesn't work. If you try to make it work, it'll fall over. And he's got these really, really horribly ugly things on his feet to make it look terrible. And because of the feature, his articulation is all screwed up.
I think if you just cut that shit off of him, he'd be good.
He won't stand up, though. Look at his feet. They're crooked. He won't stand up.
You have to cut the clear stuff right.
Well, maybe that could work. But you know, they added a stupid feature, this big ass ugly thing sticking out, and it doesn't even work. He falls over and it doesn't really walk. So I really wish they never would have added that.
You know those figures you wind up that are like the jumping kangaroos that flip backwards?
Yeah.
Those are like the only wind up things that fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is shit.
Yeah.
And those only work for like a week.
Other than this walker that does this biting action, I absolutely hate anything that's got some kind of action feature. It always sucks. I just wish they'd leave them off figures.
I'm pretty sure that's why they never did it again.
Well, I hope so.
Because
well,
it was
nope.
shit.
They did do it again. They did it to the bicycle girl.
That's what I mean. Like, they did it at the very beginning when they were making stuff, and then they quit.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't need to do that, and it's stupid.
Mm-hmm. My number 3 would be Stubby Arm Daryl. I have lots of problems with this figure.
That pose he's in is perfect to describe why he sucks.
Well, his arms are stubby looking. Like, they're different lengths for one thing. This arm's longer than this one. And they're too short for his body.
And his shoulders are all hunched up.
Yeah. It's like he has to be holding the crossbow.
Or else he looks like an idiot.
Yeah. And they gave him lots of articulation in his legs, but it's weird. Really, really weird articulation. And so it's like I almost wish he didn't have that articulation.
Well, you can articulate him, but he will never stand unless you put him exactly the right way.
Yeah.
Like, you can move his legs, but then you have to, like, lay him on his face on the ground.
And I also think the likeness is screwed up. Just like the Series 5 with the chopper, the likeness is also screwed up there, but this one is screwed up too.
That one's worse, but Norman Reedus just has one of those faces where it would be really hard to get it right on a toy.
Actually, the thing I thought was I thought his face would be easy to get because he's got them well-defined lines like under his eyes and stuff. It just seems like it would be easy, but they screw it up.
It's the shading and everything because they don't hand paint these.
I guess. They don't hand paint them?
I don't think so.
They gotta hand paint them.
Do they hand paint them? Because if they do a fucking shitty job.
I think it's just they're mass produced. They have somebody hand painting them very fast and repetitively, and they just do it real sloppy. That's what I assume. But
I don't know. I'm drunk. Ask me to talk about shit.
Sorry, I'm just guessing. I don't know. But the thing,
hand paint your face.
There's an old WWE wrestler named Jamie Knoble, and I think that's who this looks like.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
I'll have to show you. But this looks like a Jamie Knoble action figure. It looks way more like Jamie Knoble than it does Norman Reedus.
Well, at least it doesn't look like Isaac Yankem.
Yeah.
That'd be worse.
That'd be worse.
Eugene figure might look like that, maybe.
Maybe. With the mullet.
Blonde.
But, yeah, I just don't like this figure. I'm glad there's one from his look in that season, but it's terrible. I don't like it. My number 2, you might be surprised by this, but it is Rick. And this counts also the Series 2 Rick that had the hat. So the one I'm holding here is actually the flashback Rick, but it's basically the same exact figure except the other one has the hat. So both of them are counted for this. And I just think it really sucks because, for one thing, his legs are stiff. You can't bend the knees. There's articulation here, but why? What would you need to do? There's no reason to move his legs.
In case he wants to do the polka.
Yeah. I just think this figure really sucks. The likeness isn't terrible. It's okay in the face, but...
It's just okay, though. It's not that great.
Mm-hmm.
And the stain is weird.
Yeah,
why does he have Kool-Aid on one side and shit on the other?
Yeah, it's really... They screwed up the stain really bad. It's supposed to be, like, dirty, and it's just bad. And his arms. His arms are ridiculously long. He's like monkey arms.
And his bitch slap hand. His William Shatner talking bitch slap hand.
That's the only reason I like that hand.
It's fucking weird.
Because I can make him talk like William Shatner.
It's good for the Wasted Dead, but as a figure, it's not.
No. His hand is huge, too. That's also why he looks like he has monkey arms. I just think this figure really sucks, and that's why I really liked it they came out with this one.
That one's so much better.
Because this one would be like, hey, Rick.
You're not Rick, you're an imposter.
And I'm sure any of you who watched a number of my videos know who I'm picking as number one, and that would be Shane. And I just count
Shane McMahon.
Yeah, Shane McMahon. And it just counts both versions because the only difference is this one has a hat. But
the only good thing about his picture is that his figure is that backpack.
oh yeah,
It comes with crayons and shit, man. That part's awesome.
but no matter which one you have, this figure just sucks. For one, the main thing that bugs me about this figure is that he's stuck in this pose. He's stuck in a shotgun pose. You can take a shotgun out, but why? I mean, what else are you going to do with this pose?
Like, what the fuck is he doing right now? What is he doing? He's pretend shooting. You can either shoot a shotgun or pretend to shoot a shotgun. That's it.
The other thing that really bothers me about this figure is this outfit, the way he's wearing it here, he must have wore for like maybe 10 seconds in the whole entire season. The whole entire existence of this character, you look like this for like 10 seconds. Like, there's so many different looks they could have went with that have been more memorable to the Shane Walsh character.
They should have done him in, like, the cargo pants and longer hair with the t-shirt, because that's what he usually wore.
Yeah. Like, the perfect figure for me would be, like you said, the cargo pants, the t-shirt, and interchangeable heads. One with short hair, one with long hair. And I don't need the hat. He barely wore the hat. He wore that very briefly.
If you had to choose between the shaved head and long hair, though, I would pick the hair because that's what he looked like 90% of the time he was there.
Yeah, I more remember him for the hair than the non-hair. But I really do hope they remake Shane. That's another reason that I hated it so much, is that they had this shitty-ass figure. I was not going to buy this figure. The only reason I bought this figure is because of the reviews. I do the reviews. And then, because of that, I buy at least one of every Sculpta figure now to do the reviews. And that's why I bought this one at all. Well, actually, I think Fu sent me this one. So that's my picks, and now we're moving on to Zombie Kat's picks.
Alright, I will start off with the least shitty of the shit. My number 5 pick is Maggie. Now, Maggie's figure, her body really isn't bad at all. They did a lot of good detail, but her face fucking sucks. And part of the reason this made it onto the list is because I like Maggie's character so much. I was so excited that we were getting a toy of her, and then we got this. It was just such a disappointment.
I should have, because of this video, I really should have bought the one they had at Target. Because the one that had at Target, the paint on the face was so much better. But I just didn't get it because I already had two Maggies, two of her that...
Even if her face was painted better, it's still just not right.
Well, yeah, but...
It just, it doesn't look like her, and I'm disappointed in it. Made me sad.
Mm-hmm. Maggie is one of my favorite characters.
Alright, number 4. My number 4 pick is Carol, which he already talked about her. Her outfit is on point. She looks good. The boots are fucking awesome. Her face looks like some fucking weird old lady from a nursing home that I've never met. I don't know who the fuck that bitch is, but it's not Carol.
Nope.
So, fuck her. I can't really say anything else because you already talked about her.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
My number 3 pick is the poop zombie. He's not the mud zombie, he is the poop zombie. He's covered in fucking shit. He looks nothing like he did on the show. And he looks like he's been crawling through a sewer. He just looks like crap. I don't like him. One of the stupidest things is he's got guts for no reason. Because, oh look, there's guts down there. That's a separate part. But he's got a big old fucking post sticking out of him. You're not going to display him like that with that stupid thing sticking out? What is that giant, like, stomach dick sticking out of his butt?
Stomach dick.
Like, what is that? It's just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's horrible. I don't like him at all. Because when they first showed previews of him, I'm like, that looks kind of dumb. Because he was just all one color. Like that clay color. And then they showed more pictures, and I'm like, he actually looks kind of cool now. And then they put out this piece of shit. Literally, a piece of shit. He's just covered in poop.
It is bad zombie.
His pose is awful, too. Like, why did they do that with his legs? They could have made him so that he could stand up without the base. Like,
maybe he's Thriller or something.
No. Nope, just crap.
Okay.
My number 2 pick is Daryl. Once again, this is a figure that part of my decision in picking him for the number that I did is because he's disappointing. Daryl is one of the best characters on the show. You might disagree with me. If you do, you're wrong. But anyway, I'm just kidding. You're not wrong. You're just whatever. I don't care. His arms are retarded. His whole body is fucking stupid and in a wrong position, and his face doesn't look like him. So, at least he comes with a poop rag.
Yeah. Got the poop rag in there.
The thing is, like, these awful characters, some of them are really good for the Wasted Dead.
Awful figures.
But that's not a compliment.
Yeah. I don't think we ever used him, did we?
I thought we did.
We might have used him in the flashbacks. Or actually... Oh wait, I didn't have the
you
motorcycle.
used him all the time, didn't you?
Yeah, because I didn't have the motorcycle DR yet. That's right. Damn.
Okay, weirdo.
Sorry.
Confusing me.
I'm drunk too, a little bit.
And you want to know who my number one pick is? You'll never guess.
Who is it?
It's fucking Shane!
Oh, why? What's wrong with him?
I hate Shane. I fucking hate him to death. I didn't want his toy, and then they came out with it, and it's a piece of shit. It's stupid. Like, I don't like you, and your toy is horrible. Why do I even have it? Like, this is just, whatever. Fuck this.
Well, actually, I have it. You probably won't ever buy what I bought.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. That's how marriage works.
But you would never have bought this. I bought it. Like,
I wouldn't buy that.
I wasn't going to buy it. I ended up buying it because they had them at Toys R Us forever. No one ever bought them. They just kept being there, and I'm like, I'll just buy it. Do a review. And then that's when I did my first ridiculous retarded review because I hated the figure so much.
Which, I have to say, that review was a good enough reason to buy the figure.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah. And that's the only reason I wanted the second one, is to do another follow-up. And that's why I did Andrea's review like that. The figure for Andrea isn't that bad, it's just that I hated her character.
Oh, I hated her so much.
Now, my hate for Shane is different, though. My hate for Andrea is, that's a character I hated, I didn't want on the show, I thought it was horrible. The actress was okay, but the way they wrote the character was terrible. But for Shane...
You're supposed to hate him.
Yes, he's a good villain. Like, I consider him a villain. Some people don't. But I say he's a villain. He's like, what, the antagonist? That's what I think. That's what I consider him a show. He's not a villain like a black and white villain, like I'm Dr. Doom, I'm evil. It's not like that kind of a villain. It's a different kind of villain. He's more like, it makes sense, that his reasons make sense, even though I think they're wrong. And I thought he made good drama and conflict in the show. And the actor was good. That's why I liked him on the show. I disliked him. Like, if I knew the guy, I would hate him.
I'm not sure if we'll cut this out, but I want to say, for me, the thing with Shane is, like, a lot of people are commenting on stuff now that Rick is becoming like how Shane was. Like, he's coming full circle. Well, the thing for me, the difference is, where Shane started, where would he be now? After all the shit.
Yeah,
he started with no fucking humanity.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a monster now.
I don't agree with that. I do not think Rick is becoming Shane in any way. Like, you could say, like, maybe because he's trying to take that.
I think he's more brash now. Like, he's more aggressive. But he still has humanity in him. He still has justice in him. Shane didn't give a shit.
The reasons.
Yeah.
Shane wanted to kill and hurt people for... He wanted to steal somebody's wife for selfish reasons. Rick was doing it for different reasons.
Rick was protecting his family. Shane was protecting himself.
Yeah, Rick's not going to go try and kill his best friend and to steal his wife. Because, that was just Shane being selfish.
Well, the very first shitty thing Shane ever did was abandoning Rick in the hospital and telling his wife he was dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's the very beginning of the show, is him being a fuckhead. You don't find out about it completely till later, but that's how it starts.
If Shane would have killed Rick and took over the group, he would have been a villain. He would have been like the governor or claimed guy. He'd be a villain. It would just go worse and worse. He'd probably go back. He'd probably kill Herschel eventually. Probably kill Dale eventually if he was still alive. Just get rid of anybody he didn't like and rule the group like a dictator. Even though Rick became a dictatorship it would be a little more...
For Rick, though, it was a position that he was forced into, not something he forced everyone else into. You know what I mean?
I consider Shane a bad person. I don't consider him... Yeah.
We're probably ranting about this too long. But yeah, this figure sucks.
Yeah, the figure is the main point. The figure just sucks. Okay. I just want to point out that I almost picked Bicycle Girl Zombie as one of these because she had a stupid feature too, but I really like the sculpt on this. The sculpt on Bicycle Girl is amazing, and after I took her off the base, I really like her. Like, I'm perfectly happy with this figure off the base.
It's really awesome.
But on the base, I kept this on there. I do not want a figure stuck to a big rectangular...
It's like a chocolate bar with a zombie on it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, it's kind of cool how it reaches up, but that's just... It's not what I want. Like, if
the figure without the base is so much better.
Yeah. If it could just detach without you having to break it off, that would be so much better. But you have to break it off to get it off of there.
Like, you could never use that with any of the other figures. Like, they're all standing on the ground and she's laying on a big chunk. Like, what the fuck?
That's why I kept this one on there, is because I still kind of like how it reaches up. But I want it on there, so I have both versions now.
Ground humping.
So, if you haven't checked out our top 5 best figures, go check that out. And also tell us what your least 5 favorite figures are.
Least favorite 5 figures. Not least 5 favorite figures.
Whatever.
Jeez. I have to say something.
What?
One of the best, very, very best Walking Dead figures we have is this.
There's nothing on screen.
Well, make it on screen. That thing's awesome. He made it himself, and it's cool. I love that we have it.
We've even got little whiskers.
Actually, at one point, this fell and was all fucking broken, and he had to glue it back together, and it still looks awesome.
I don't know if you can see the...
You can't. I can't tell from here.
Yeah, right there, I think, is one of the places. Almost all the legs broke off. The tail broke off. I had to glue it all back together.
He was so sad when it fell.
What sucks is it's stuff that says it's shatterproof. It fell on the ground and shattered.
Shit. It breaks all the time.
I wish she would have went back for this or something. I thought that would have been so awesome if Daryl and her went back to get his motorcycle, and she's like, I need to get something. And she goes in and grabs a little cat or something like that.
I need my pussy.
Oh, damn it, man. You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh, damn.